It's so normal to not feel like yourself after you have a baby, but it can be extremely difficult to understand why that is. Because it's not just that you're tired and it's not just your hormones. There are actually hidden everyday things that are quietly wearing you down after birth. And these things can be so small and overlooked that no one even thinks to name them. But in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 reasons why you might not be feeling like yourself after having a baby, and why what you're experiencing, it actually makes a lot of sense. Hey, I'm Gabby, and this is Serene Motherhood. It's a space where we name what's really happening in postpartum so that you can start finding your way back to yourself through very small, tangible, manageable, everyday actions. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, overstimulation. All day, every day. Postpartum life is loud. You've got crying and white noise machines and background TV and people asking you a million questions, your phone buzzing, and you're just being touched every 6 seconds. Your nervous system never gets a break. I remember having days where nothing really was going on, but by mid-afternoon, I was done. I was tapped out. And I felt so bad. I was like, why can't I handle this? What's my problem? The truth is that you are not too sensitive. Your system is just fried. You're always listening, and you're always anticipating, and you're always just on. And so if you feel touched out or noise sensitive or just irritable for no good reason, it very well could be the reason. You could try stepping outside. You could go into a quiet bedroom and just have a moment for yourself. You can do things to remove the stimulation. Number 2, visual chaos is quietly draining you. This was such an aha moment for me when I finally figured out what was happening. The mess in your home is stressing you out way more than you think. You know, you sit down and you're feeding your baby and your eyes are landing on the dishes and the laundry and half-finished chores. And even when your body is resting, your brain isn't. Your brain is like, that laundry needs to get folded. Or, I really need that pan for what I'm cooking for dinner. Or, oh my gosh, when is the last time we vacuumed? So even when you're technically, sitting down or resting, you're not actually resting. You're mentally working the entire time. I used to feel this low-level anxiety buzzing in the background all day. Nothing dramatic, just constant mental clutter sparked by physical clutter. This feeling like I needed to be constantly doing. And it's not about wanting a Pinterest home. It's about your brain trying to process 50 unfinished tasks all at the same time. And I'm not saying you need to deep clean your whole house, but maybe a clear counter space or a tiny, tidy corner of your room, it can feel like a breath of fresh air. Number 3, your clothing just does not feel like you anymore. This one might sound a bit obvious, but it's huge. Your clothes don't feel like you anymore. And I don't mean just necessarily because of sizing changes, but because your life and your body and your identity are in a completely new season. I remember trying to wear my old pre-baby clothes, like maybe some old jeans or even a few shirts that technically fit. But the whole day, I'd just be so irritated and weirdly uncomfortable, and I really couldn't figure out why. And by mid-afternoon, I'm like, why am I on edge right now? What is the problem? And eventually I realized that my waistband was digging into my stomach and my shirt wasn't exactly nursing friendly, and I felt awkward and I just didn't like what I was wearing. It's not vanity, it's identity. And your closet was built for a woman who lived a different life than you're living right now. And so when your clothes don't match the woman that you are right now, your body feels it and your emotions tend to follow. So you're not being dramatic and you're not letting yourself go. You're just evolving and your wardrobe hasn't caught up yet. Number 4, you're crushed by tiny, constant decisions. This one hits almost every mom I know. Here's what your brain decides every single day. When to feed the baby, what to make for dinner, When to put him down for a nap? Which appointment do I schedule? What brand should I buy? What does that crying noise mean? How do I soothe him? How do I respond to everyone who needs me right now? By the end of the day, even deciding what show to watch as a way to unwind can feel impossible. I remember having nights where I would just be staring at the fridge and I'd just be like, I genuinely cannot make one more decision today. That's not laziness, that's cognitive overload. A couple of small things can help. It at least helped me. Having some frozen made ahead meals that I could just grab and throw in the oven, or even just a loose meal rotation so I'm not reinventing a new meal every single day. The big one was a nightly reset. Once my baby was asleep, I would just tidy up the house and I would do little things like resetting the kitchen or fluffing up the pillows, and I would feel so much better. It's not about reorganizing your whole home. It's just about letting your brain have some space to breathe. Number 5, you have no space to process who you're becoming. And this last one might be the quietest, but the most impactful. You have not had the time or space to meet the person you're becoming. Life with a baby looks like wake up, respond, survive, repeat. There is very little time for reflection. Of course you don't feel like yourself. You really haven't had a moment to ask, oh my gosh, who am I now? What do I want? What matters to me in this season? What do I need? I remember realizing I hadn't checked in with myself in literally months. Not emotionally, not mentally. I was just reacting. You don't need a full journal routine. That's not what I'm saying. But even just a 1-minute voice note, like a thought typed into your phone, or a single honest sentence to a friend, letting them know what's going on, it can help you reconnect with the woman who's emerging inside of you. Because you're not lost, you're becoming, and becoming takes space. So if you've been walking around and thinking, I just don't feel like myself and I really don't know why, I want you to hear this. It's not just that you're tired, and it's not just your hormonal shifts, although those do contribute. It's clothes that don't match your life anymore, a nervous system that's overstimulated, visual chaos that's just screaming, you're behind, a brain that is crushed by tiny, constant decisions, and no real space to process the person that you're becoming. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling off. And when you take all of that into consideration, it makes total sense why you feel the way you do. If any of these made you think, oh yeah, that's me, that's it, that's definitely part of it, you are not alone and you're not being dramatic. You are a human being that is living through a massive transition in a world that does not slow down for that. I hope this video has maybe helped put into words some things that you've been feeling, and I'd love for you to let me know if any of them hit home for you in the comments. And this channel is all going to be about postpartum support and using style as a gentle way back to yourself. So if you want to subscribe so you can see what's coming next, I'd love to have you here, because you're not lost. You're just in the middle of becoming, and you're not alone in figuring this out. We can all help each other figure it out together.